All right, NFL trade deadline tomorrow, 4 o'clock. A lot of questions about the trade deadline just in general. Some questions about safety, Mike Edwards. What do we think happens tomorrow? Do we think it's a pretty quiet day for the Bills? Do we think they're active? What do we think they should do? Howard, we'll start with you.
I'll stick with they'll make a trade. I think it'll be a depth. They're going to try it. I'll go with a depth defensive lineman.
Okay. No, how about you?
My guess is that they're going to be mostly quiet. Maybe they move somebody at the back end of their roster to get a pick out of it, and then call somebody up.
Like a Mike Edwards, basically.
Yeah, like a Mike Edwards. But I will also say this. Never say never when it comes to Brandon Beane. I've learned that lesson the hard way. If there is a value out there, if there is a deal out there, if someone gets desperate that they want to get somebody off of their roster,
sure,
never say never with that guy.
You know the thing that we're both thinking of, right? With the never say never with Brandon Beane. We were texting the day that they signed Von Miller because they were in that day Chandler Jones, right? Chandler Jones goes to the Raiders, and you're like, okay, well, I guess the Bills aren't going to take a swing at a pass rusher. I'm working here, he's at home. I'm on my way to get dinner, and all of a sudden the notification comes down. The Bills have signed Von Miller. I remember calling him because we had to get something ready for TV that night. I mean, he is very aggressive. I think he should be, though. I don't think that he should ever be criticized for being overly aggressive in the window that they're in. I mean, in the first half hour of the show, we showed the standings in the AFC. The Chiefs are 1, the Bills are 2, and that team is coming here in 2 weeks. I know it's probably lofty right now to think that you can get to the 1 seed, but I feel like this is a year where the AFC is open. We all think the Ravens are juggernauts, but the Ravens have also proven time and time again that sometimes they're not the same team in the playoffs. And Josh always seems to elevate in the playoffs. So that's why I'm like, give this guy as many weapons as possible and go for it.
But I think, again, if you looked at which side of the ball needs more help,
it's the defense.
It's the defensive side.
Yeah, and they also did already make a substantial trade to help the offense. By the way, Amari Cooper, we think probably is pretty close, right?
I'm assuming so. It sounded like from what Sean McDermott said both after the game and today on the Zoom call is that early in the week they thought that they were going to have both of those guys, and they just it wound up kind of snowballing on them. And so they thought it was in the best interest of their entire season probably to sit them down.
Okay.